My name is Lexie and this is
Shayla Claypool.
We're with the Patch Internet Broadcasting class.
And today's project is drawing a woman with a gown.
Let's get started. What's the first step?
When I start drawing the head. But I do not make a circle. I make a strange kind of half circle. Something like this. It's easier, so when you're done, you can make the hair last in your head. That'll be easier. Okay. Next, you erase at least, a little bit of an inch or a few centimeters of the head on the bottom so you can make your neck.
Okay, how long does the neck have to be?
It doesn't have to be super long, but enough, at least 2 centimeters, because so you can curl it around to make the shoulders and go down with the arms. Next, I will make my shoulders, which will make little humps, and I will go down to at least six lines. Then I will draw this part.
Is that like the arm?
Yes, that's the other half of the arm. But I do a weird way with my hands. Instead of making forever to draw the fingers, I would use just little tiny round circles at the end. It's not as hard, but yet still looks like hands. It looks like she's holding fists, like she's holding it down, like holding up her dress or something like that. Next, I would draw the top part of her dress. And I would make a heart neckline. That's what most dresses are, such as a ball gown. And then I curl around here to make it like barely even a heart. It'll give her more body. And then as you start right here, you go around and then you make, it's like a weird looking moon. Like you have a little tiny slice of a moon or orange right here. And you do the same part with this part too. Then I would try to go as close as possible. If you want waves, if you want poof, any way you want to make it, but this is my own way. I would like to make it wavy because I like the ocean, and this could be like a ball gown for the ocean. Then you have to do the bottom part. It could be straight, it could be wavy, it could be any way you want it to be, including how you want your dress to be. Then I would use a V line on the bottom. Next would be drawing the bracelets or something like that. It gives the girl more character and it makes her look more fancy or what you would wear on a dance.
Okay.
Now here comes the hard part a little bit, but it's not as hard as the legs. You would have to put the bling. You have to make the bling look realistic on the dress.
What do you mean by realistic?
Like make it look like it's shining or something like that. So you would have to draw a lot of stars if you want your dress to be blingy. But if you want lace, then that would be perfectly fine. It doesn't really take that long, but it might look a little weird from how you put the X's on there. That's how I would do my bling. But you can also put dots, you can put dots or little stars, any way to make it look blingy. As you can see, I did mess up a little bit on my heart neckline. If you mess up a little bit, that'll be okay. Just redo it. It'll look fine.
Okay, what point would you start on the face and the hair and stuff like that?
First, I would probably start with the eyes because you start from top, then you go down, and it won't be as hard. And you'll know the perfect place to put your lips and your nose.
Okay.
And as you can see, I prefer lined paper, not writing, but
Copier paper.
yes. It helps you keep your facial places, like your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your eyebrows in a straight level. Because when I do it on copying paper, it's really hard to do to keep it straight. Now, as you can see, your eyes aren't going to be completely even, but that's going to be okay. I will draw at least the size of like a top of the hill.
How would you say the nose would be?
The nose can be any way you want it. But first, after you're done drawing your eyes, you have to put a line under it so you can tell when the eyes are done. But this is my fashionable way of doing the eyelashes. I do mine by lining it over again, making it like mascara a little bit.
Kind of like a darker version.
Yeah. But then I like to go out the hair and then curl it. It gives it more volume and I think it's more pretty. But you don't have to do this. You can make it like bushy eyelashes like this. You can do it any way your eyelashes want, but this is how I want to do it. And you do not have to do it the way I want to. You can do it your own creative way. Next, we have to do the eyes. I think they're beautiful when you do the pupils and everything. Okay, you can make your girl look anywhere, but I prefer my girl looking at least up, like at the chandelier or something like that.
Like looking up into the ceiling, like something caught their attention.
Yes, like this. And then if you want your girl's eyes to sparkle, I will draw like little tiny circles, like one right here, one right here, a circle right here, and another one. And then to make your eyes have more character, you have to shade it in. So it looks like your eyes are actually looking at something and not just having little tiny circles in the eyes.
Kind of like they're looking up at a light and the light is glistening.
Yes, and it's like shining in their eyes.
Okay.
Next, we do the nose. But first, let me get done shading. Alright, see how the girl's eyes looks happy? It looks like she has makeup on. Now we have to do the nose. I always lightly, and I mean really lightly, like make a little tiny half C. And then it might look like a really weird looking nose, but that's not the nose. That's how your nose curves at the top.
Like how it begins.
Yeah. And then I'll do darker like this. Then I will put a little slant right here that gives the nose like the side of your nose.
Yeah.
But I like to make it smaller because it's more girly. And you have to make the little nostrils. Now the easy part is now the lips.
Why?
It's really easy. See, you make a line. I know it does not look right, but it will sooner or later.
Okay.
First, then you have to do this, like my hoops, and then I want my bottom lip to be bigger. I like mine to be smaller because look how pretty that looks. And then I would release the lines right here. Make sure not to try to erase your lips. Here, let me restart my nose real quick. It does not look right at all. It's a big nose.
Like if you were going to set like a place where she would be at, where would you put this? What would the setting be?
I say, since she's wearing a ball gown, I would say a ballroom. Like Cinderella a little bit.
Okay.
Next, we do the blush. It's not hard. You get a pencil, mechanical pencil, pen, anything you want, a shader. You lightly press down. It's like sketching a little bit, and you have to make it really fast so you can get that blush caught. And then you can do some around your eyes. Makes it more realistic. Maybe over to the nose.
Would you suggest color, like a pink or?
Yeah, you can color it pink, but you shouldn't do it too dark because it's like foundation a little bit.
Kind of like a light pink or a skin color?
Yes. Then we have to do the eyebrows. It's not really that hard. You just make, like you go up and down really hard, but not too hard to break your pencil, like that. I know it might make her look like a boy a little bit, but we all have eyebrows.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now it's time for the fun part, making the hair. I love this part.
How would you start the hair?
First, I will make the rest of her head. Her head might seem big, but you have to make the bangs so it wouldn't look as big. So I like to make my bangs somewhere like this because it's more elegant with her dress. Then, if you want to do a ponytail or a bun, it'll work too. But I prefer a bun. But first, I would have to make triangles or something like a tiara a little bit. The reason why I will get a bun is because it's more formal.
Kind of like you're going to like a fancy feast or something.
Yeah, something like that. The bun doesn't have to be so big. Now I have to make the hair markings, which aren't really hard. You just like make it any direction your hair is made.
Kind of like make little scribble lines.
Yeah, make little scribble lines like your lines. They don't have to be perfectly straight. Make them a little bent, make them a little darker, shading. It really works out and it pops out your girl. Now, since I have my girl in a bun, since my girl has a bun, I had to draw ears. So she can hear the music, so she can dance.
What type of ears would you suggest? Like
any kind of ears, make them round. You can make them a little pointy. You can make them elf ears if it's an elf princess or something like that. Make it your own way.
Would you suggest earrings like?
Yes, since it'll get bling and it'll match the dress. I prefer hoops.
Why hoops?
Because hoops pretty much match with everything. And they're not as, they don't have that much bling. They don't have that much everything. They're just right. They're simple and they go awesome. So now we have to do the swirls, which aren't hard. Let's say the girl's picking up her dress. This is really hard because I can pretty much never get the legs even. I don't want her legs too big and I don't want her legs too small.
Well, they don't always have to be even. They can be a little bit too big, a little bit too small.
Yeah. Then we have to draw the shoes.
Are the shoes very hard?
No, you can make them like this if you want to. Make them high heels, anyway. But I like to make them a little bit not as, crazy. I can just say they're flats. They're pretty flats. Okay. And this is not going to be hard. I'm just going to quickly draw this. It's not hard at all. Give it a little wall. Give it a little chandelier. And, well, it's not that hard. But you would have to make a setting so your girl knows where she is. And here's a little carpet. And let's just say if you want people in the background, just, I would make little tiny ovals. So, and that's all I have.
Now that the drawing is over, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part of the drawing is the dress because it gives the girl more character.
Okay. What was the easiest part of the drawing?
The lips because they're smaller and they're not as hard to draw as you think it is.
Okay. What was the hardest part of the drawing?
I would probably say the legs. I mean, you have to get them even. And no, you can't make them too wide and the other one too small. It's kind of hard. If I were you, I'll probably use a ruler.
Like line it?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for watching. This show has been hosted by A&M Digital Technology.